the work group on Syria starts at the UN headquarters in Geneva. And a huge explosion near Aleppo finance department causes a huge material damage. Security forces continue to pursue terrorists and seize a factory of making explosives in Damascus countryside. Good afternoon, this is news in English from the Syrian Arab television in Damascus. The ministerial meeting of the work group on Syria started today at the UN headquarters in Geneva. The 5 UN Permanent Security Council members, Russia, the United States, China, the United Kingdom and France, in addition to Iraq, Kuwait, Turkey and Qatar, participate in the conference. The EU High Commissioner for Foreign Affairs, Catherine Ashton, and the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon are also taking part in the meeting. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that there is a change in the U.S. position on Syria and that Russia and the U.S. are in agreement concerning the fact that the Syrians must decide their country's future on their own. Russia Today channel quoted Lavrov as saying in a press conference following talks with U.S. counterpart Hillary Clinton that there is a chance for finding mutual grounds and finding ways to move forward regarding the settlement of the crisis in Syria during meeting in Geneva due today. Lavrov also underlined the need for continuing the international observers mission in Syria and supporting it, adding that there were no talks of final points and stressing that predetermining the fate of any transitional period isn't constructive. In related context, Russia's underlined that only the Syrians have the right to self-determination without any foreign intervention, announcing that the sides participating in the International Conference on Syria in Geneva wouldn't reach a draft for the final document. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Gennady Gatilov said in a statement published on Russia Today website that the problem lies in the stances of different sides, adding that Russia's Western partners seek to decide the political process in Syria, though this issue is a Syrian one. In the local developments and in Aleppo, the explosion of a booby-trapped car in al-Jamiliya quarter near the finance department has led to huge material damages in the building and the nearby residential area. The explosion caused a hole of 1.5 meters deep and 5 cubic meters in area. A terrorist has parked a stolen bomb-laden Mercedes and have exploded it via remote control. Engineering units said that the explosive is 500 kilograms of weight. Director of Aleppo Finance Department, Abdul Wahab Tafi, said that all treasuries and tax safes are sound, while the facade of the building was greatly damaged. Specialized authorities in Idleb have managed to intercept a terrorist group that was launching RPGs on youth residential areas and civilians in a Riha roundabout. The campaign on terrorists has led to the killing and wounding of several terrorists, while 2 of them were detained. In Idlib countryside, the competent authorities have faced an armed terrorist group that was attacking law enforcement personnel to the south of Ma'arat al-Nu'man. A number of terrorists were either killed or wounded, while their cars were completely destroyed. Moreover, according to information given by citizens, there was terrorist group shooting fire on passerbys between Ma'arat al-Nu'man and Salaqib Road. The competent authorities have confronted the group, killing and wounding all of them, in addition to destroying their cars. Also, the competent authorities have clashed with a terrorist group as citizens in Dama area said that a terrorist group was cutting off the road there. An official source said that the clash led to the killing and wounding of several terrorists, in addition to confiscating their weapons and detaining 7 of them. In related context and in Al-Zawiya mountain in Idlib countryside, the competent authorities have observed an armed terrorist group near Al-Moza village. They clashed with it and killing and wounding most of its members and confiscating all their weapons. In Idlib city, security forces have followed a terrorist group in the nearby farms, managing to detain 10 terrorists and confiscating different weapons and ammunition that were in their possession. In Hama, security forces have clashed with an armed terrorist group in Al-Hadr al-Saghir quarter. The clash led to the killing of all of the members of the terrorist group and its leader, Firas Ahmed al-Tomi. Moreover, the competent authorities have clashed with terrorists on motorbikes after following them in rural areas between Murik and Man. The clash led to the killing of 3 terrorists and confiscating their machine guns and ammunition. A tip from citizens motivated security forces to inspect a car parked in the southern neighborhood of Al-Qaryatain town in Hom's countryside. An official source mentioned that while inspecting the Kia Rio-made vehicle, a number of machine guns and a large amount of ammunition and bombs were found. Also, Jdaidit Artouz in Damascus countryside, where law enforcement seized the den of an armed terrorist group in a farm with the help of locals there. An official source said that the authorities discovered a warehouse for preparing explosives inside the den. Monitoring cameras, night goggles and communication sets were also found inside the den. Competent authorities have continued its pursuit of armed terrorist groups in Douma and its nearby areas to uncover their hideouts. The operation led to the discovering of 3 arms stores, which include explosives, RPGs, and snipers. There was also a factory for making explosives through using highly explosive materials. A source added that the terrorists tried to escape at Al-Ab bridge, where the authorities managed to kill and wound most of them. Egyptian President-elect Mohamed Morsi was sworn in before the General Assembly of the Higher Constitutional Court. Earlier, Morsi took a symbolic oath of office at Tahrir Square and pledged that Egypt would be free in its foreign policy. Addressing crowds of Egyptians, Morsi affirmed that the people are the source of legislative authority and nobody would be above them. He stressed keenness to lay the foundation of freedom, social justice, and eliminating all forms of injustice and corruption. In occupied Palestinian territories, extremist settlers burned hundreds of planted dunums and olive trees in Qana Valley in the city of Qalqilia in the occupied West Bank. Palestinian sources said that the fire extended to devastate hundreds of trees in the areas. With this, we end our news for today. For more news and details about the region and Syria, visit our website in English, www.syriaonline.sy. But stay with us after the break, Vani and the latest in economy.